Before we talk about velocity time graphs, I just wanted to review a few really important points that we're going to be using. So if we have a vector like displacement, or it could also be velocity, that's in the forward direction, that would be positive. We might also use something like north. And then the opposite direction or backwards direction to that would be considered to be the negative. So let's just say I had a vector that was, say, 5 kilometers to the north, and this was our forwards direction. We could write the opposite, or the backwards direction would be 5 kilometers to the south. But we can also call that the negative north direction. So we can say that that south direction could also be written as negative north. So if we ever start going backwards to what our forwards direction is, it could also be written as negative north. So we'd say this is negative 5 kilometers to the north, because we're going backwards to this normal forwards direction. The other important point is that the sign of the velocity tells us which direction an object is moving. So let's just say I have an object moving at 3 meters per second, and we'll use forward here. So this would be positive because it's going forwards. If I had negative 3 meters per second forward, that means that it's going backwards. So negative forwards is also backwards, and it would be going in the opposite direction. So the sign of the velocity also tells us which way the object is moving. So in conclusion, the velocity and acceleration, if they're going in the same direction, the object is speeding up. If the velocity and acceleration are in the opposite direction, it's slowing down. So let's say I start with my 3 meters per second forward, and I accelerate also at 1 meters per second forward. So that means this, in this case, my object is going to speed up because I'm starting out going at 3 meters per second forward, and every second I'm going to add another 1 meter per second. So 1 meter per second each second. So I started out at 3 meters per second. The next second I would add another meter per second, so I'd be going 4 meters per second. And then the opposite is true if I have a velocity in a different direction. So say I was moving backwards and I was going negative 3 meters per second forward. If I kept that same acceleration, so my acceleration is 1 meters per second each second forward, what's going to happen is they're moving against each other. So I'm starting with negative 3. I'm going to add a meter per second every second. So at time 0, I'm going negative 3 meters per second forward. And then at time 1, I'm adding 1 meter per second. So my velocity would be negative 3 add 1, or negative 2 meters per second forward. And if I checked at time 2, my velocity would add another 1 meter per second, or negative 2 plus 1 would be negative 1 meter per second forward. So my acceleration is changing this velocity by 1 meter per second every second. So I start at negative 3, and then I'd go to negative 2, and then negative 1. So it's slowing down. So that's just a review of some important points of motion so far. Let's apply this to some velocity time graphs. So this is actually the exact same example that I did in the last video. I'm just going through the same three situations. This is a car moving forward, and we can tell because the car is going larger distances every single second. So these dots are 1 second, and the arrows show how far it goes every second. Because it's going further every second, it's speeding up. And let's actually also look at our position time graph. We can get the same information from that. So if we look at the position time graph, it's moving forwards because we start at 0, and as time goes on, we're moving more to the positive. We're moving away from in our forward direction. And we also know that it starts to rise not steep. So it's not moving very quickly. The steeper means more quickly. So it's going slow to start. Steep section is slow. And then it's going more steeply as time goes on. So it's starting to go faster and faster. So as it curves upwards, we know it's going faster and faster. So what will our velocity time graph look like? So we know because it's moving forwards, we know our velocity is going to be positive. So I'm going to be starting my velocity time graph above 0. And all of my velocities are going to be above 0. And we know that it's speeding up. So what I would do is start low and increase. So I'm going to start at 0 or just above 0 and increase my velocity. And we'll assume if it's constant acceleration that it's linear. And that's basically what's happening with my velocity. I'm starting at a low velocity and increasing. That velocity is going up, and it's going to be in the positive direction because that car is moving forwards. So it's speeding up in the positive direction. So we're assuming constant acceleration. That's why I drew linear. The one last thing that we'll get to in our projects and assignments for this lesson is that we can use the slope of this line to find the acceleration. So that is something that we will be doing in some of the assignments in this unit. We'll use our formula for slope and calculate the slope. So let's look at our other examples as well and plot velocity time graphs for those. So in our next example, we also have a car moving forwards, but in this case, we have it's starting as it moves forward at time 0 seconds. It's moving a long distance, and then it gets shorter and shorter and shorter. So that car is slowing down. It's not going as far each second. And we can also see that on the graph because it starts rising very steeply. So it's going very far each second, and then it rises less steeply. So that steep section is fast, and then the less steep is slower. So it's gradually slowing down. So what we have is a car moving forwards, which means we're going to have a positive velocity. And this time it's slowing down. So we know because it's slowing down that acceleration must be in the opposite direction or backwards. So our V is decreasing. We can also, because it's slowing down, And we can also say that acceleration is negative. It's going to be in the opposite direction. So in our last example, velocity was positive and acceleration was positive. So it was getting faster, but here velocity is positive, but acceleration is negative and slowing that velocity down. So we're going to just sketch this. We're going to start with velocity positive and then going down towards zero. So we're going to start and show it going down, and acceleration would be the slope. We can actually see that this slope is negative. If you take a slope when something's going down, it will be negative. So we actually can see that that slope is negative. So there's all of these different clues to what our acceleration is that we can see from here, that if I'm going forward but getting slower, my v is positive and acceleration is negative. Should also fit with the clues that I get here for my velocity as it goes down. Starts out positive and goes down to zero. That makes my slope negative. So I get the same clues from this graph that I got from my motion map. And same thing here. I can tell that I'm moving forwards, or velocity is positive, but it's getting less steep and slowing down, so my acceleration must be negative. So we can get these different ways that we show the motion can tell us the same thing. Let's take a look at the cars moving backwards, though. That will be slightly different. So in this case, I have a car that starts not at zero because it's going to move backwards. So we're starting a little ways from zero and moving backwards. So this car starts at 8, and then it's moving back and back and back and back. And it's actually covering more distance each second. So it's speeding up going backwards. So our car is moving backwards. We'll call that the negative direction. So that tells us that velocity is in the negative direction because my speed is going backwards. And it's speeding up as it goes backwards. So the acceleration has to be in the same direction. So acceleration must also be negative because it's speeding up, going backwards. So V is going backwards, but it's also getting getting faster backwards. So it's actually going to be getting more negative. So I'm going to start my velocity. It should be at zero or just below zero, and getting more and more negative. So it's negative and getting more negative. So does this make sense with our acceleration that we have here? We start at zero, or it could be just below zero. That looks a little bit above. That should be right on zero there. And we have a straight line getting more negative or faster, a higher negative speed. Higher negative speed would be more negative. That does make sense because this is a decreasing slope. So that means my slope is negative. So my acceleration is the slope here, and the slope is negative. So that makes sense with what we saw in our motion map. And then also we can see here by the steepness, does this make sense with the steepness? It starts out going back. We can tell it's going back because it's going backwards towards zero. And it starts out not steep, and it gets steep. So it's going slow in the backwards direction, and then it starts to go faster in the backwards direction as time goes on. Let's try one last example. So we have another car moving backwards. So they're starting at 8 and going back towards 0. So they're going backwards. As the car moves backwards, this time they're going very far in the first few seconds, and then each second they start to move less and less. So it's going backwards and slowing down. So moving backwards and slowing down as it goes backwards. So I know if it's moving backwards that my velocity is negative. And if it's slowing down, it's getting less negative. It's V is moving towards 0, because if it's slowing down, it would eventually stop. So I'm going to start with a negative velocity and move it towards 0. And so what does this tell me with my acceleration? If I'm starting with minus and it's slowing down, that means that the acceleration has to be in the opposite direction. So its speed is negative, my acceleration must be positive. And does that make sense with what we're seeing? Because acceleration has to be in, if it's moving backwards, acceleration has to be forwards. And that does fit with what we're seeing. If acceleration is the slope, this is a positive slope because it's going up. So acceleration is the slope. And in this case, the slope is positive or going up. So we have a positive acceleration, which makes sense. They're in opposite directions and it will slow down. And then also here we have, it starts out steep. So it starts out going fast, backwards, and then it's not steep. So it's going to be going more slowly. So this matches what we see in our other graphs, that it's going backwards, it's starting far and going towards the 0, and it starts to go steeply and then not as steeply, so it's going slower as time goes on. And same here, it's moving backwards, fast, and then slow, so it's slowing down. And here it's moving backwards or negative fast, and then it slows to a 0. One thing to be careful of, this steepness is another way of saying slope. So the slope of this position time graph tells us the speed. So how fast our position is changing is how our speed, or it could also be our velocity if we include direction. So it just depends on if you're including direction or not. But the slope of in a velocity time graph tells us the acceleration. So how quickly the velocity is changing tells us what our acceleration is. So slope is telling us how much it's changing by. So slope, how much our position is changing by, is our speed. And slope of velocity time graph, how much our velocity is changing by, is the acceleration.